Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, listeners. Yes, yes, yes. My name is Form, and this is Formcast. And I lied last time. It was episode 74. So this one is episode 75. And if it's not, I apologize. Today, I want to quickly talk about something so annoying: renting. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. I've been renting my place here for almost a year, since last October, and prior to that, I've always owned my home. I've owned a house, a condo, and all that kind of stuff, and ended up needing to rent for a little while, and recently got back into owning. Move is pending. With that being said, I wanted to talk about owning versus renting because I don't know how you guys who rent like long term, I don't know how you guys do it with landlords. I really don't. For example, now this is my experience. So again, if this is not your experience and you have an amazing landlord who takes care of everything properly and doesn't do weird things and all that kind of stuff, good for you. Hold on to it. I hope it never changes for you. With that being said, this is my first ever renting experience, so maybe keep that in mind as well. Now, where I live, I have one parking spot. Okay. Now, my landlord is an electrician by trade, owns his own business, all that kind of stuff. Number one thing on the list here of annoyances is the fact that anytime I'm home or not home, he uses the garages in the back as, I guess, a form of storage for his trailer, for things, for items, tools, whatever. He just comes whenever he wants and gains access to this. Now, a lot of times he'll just park in my spot if I'm not there, and I work from home and he knows this, so I'm often there. However, if I'm gone to the gym, for example, I'll come back and all of a sudden the whole driveway's blocked. I can't park my vehicle. I end up having to park on the street, which I live near a government building, and there's a lot of people who park there, and there's a very small parking lot, so they end up parking on my street in order to gain access and whatnot for their workday there. And that means oftentimes there's not a lot of spots. Now, I get no notice that he's coming. I get no notice that he needs to gain access. I get no notice of anything. I just get home and realize, oh shit, I can't park. Sometimes it's 5 minutes. Sometimes it's an hour. Sometimes it's a whole afternoon sitting back there, taking up my spot. And I think that's really annoying. And without any notice, I think it's even more annoying. Now, the other thing is when he needs to gain access and my vehicle is there, all of a sudden I just get a text message that says, hey, are you home? Because my truck is there, obviously would assume I'm home. If I don't answer, I piss him off. I would imagine I piss him off, I should say. And then he says, I need to gain access to my trailer. I need to gain access to this. I need you to move your truck because I park in front of the garage. There's just a car garage. We have three tenants and like this like building triplex thing, you can call it. His garage that he accesses always where I'm parked because that's my spot. So just, I think it was Friday, texts me and says, hey, are you home? I need to get my trailer out of the garage. I have to stop working. I'm live on stream. I have to stop working. I have to leave my stream for like 5 minutes, which in streaming world is a long ass time. A lot of people can leave. A lot of people can come and go. A lot of people can get bored. A lot of people, whatever, right? I have to go outside, have to move my vehicle out onto the street, come back in, all that kind of stuff with no notice, no request, no, hey, tomorrow I need to come grab my, because I would just leave my truck on the road in the morning if I knew he was coming. But I never get any of that. So I don't know if this is like a normal thing that landlords do, but I feel like they're supposed to have like 24-hour notice to be like on the premise and all that kind of stuff. And then while he's back there working and all that, just to like tip on the iceberg, a little cherry on top, a little icing on the cake, he ends up like throwing his garbage, his recycling, his cardboard, and all that in my recycling bins and stuff, which it leaves me with no room to do my own garbage. It's full of his giant box. I don't know. Anyways, it's maybe something so petty to be like annoyed by, but I think it deserves some sort of like recognition of like, I don't think this is supposed to be happening to me as a tenant. Now, the other flip side of that is things that need to get done in a home, in the place you rent and all that kind of stuff. Now, where I rent, it's an old place. It's a 110-year-old building. They renovated the entire indoor. So if you're watching this on YouTube, like there's some new flooring. It's white paint. Obviously, it's still like the old structure of the building. So it's just a paint resurfacing job, new floors, new paint, new bathroom, cabinets and shower, whatever. It can be easily seen as like super new, but still 115 years old or whatever it is. With that being said, there's a lot of issues, right? So when I started renting, one of the first things before I even signed, and this is ridiculous because this was last September, let's say, right? Because I started renting in October. It was leaky faucet in the kitchen. There's a back door that is like 100 years old that lets all the air in and needs to be replaced. Said I was getting a new one. He was just waiting on one. The mirror in the bathroom has a giant crack in through the entire thing because when it was installed, he decided to put an outlet in the mirror just above the sink and cracked it, I guess. I don't know. The windows are newly installed windows. However, they are so installed poorly that there's cold air in the winter and I imagine hot air in the summer, whatever, probably less noticeable than in the winter. But in the winter, you could literally feel the cold air coming through the sides of the window because they're loose within the window frame, I guess you can call it. I'm not an expert in windows. However, so there's that issue. There's the fact that it was 14 degrees in my kitchen this winter. And the fact that I pay my own heating, which is electric, which is expensive. And the request to have the windows fixed and looked at was made like 4 times. And all I got was like, okay, yeah, I got to look at my guy. I'm waiting on a response. The delay, the procrastination, the like never getting an answer system was working in his favor, I guess. So I never actually got an answer still to this day. So the mirror's not fixed. The faucet still leaks. The door is not replaced. The windows still suck. And I just get my parking spot gets taken by all these kinds of things, right? So guy's a really good guy, but a shit landlord, in my opinion. Because if I was owning a property and I wanted people to, rent continuously, I'm on a lease. So if it was a situation where the person needed to continue the lease, then perfect. Like, let's make sure that all these things are getting fixed and all their needs and wants are being addressed. Either no, I can't fix this because it's not, needing it right now, or yes, I can, and I'll get it to it at this point. I get people are busy. However, you're not that busy. Not when this is part of your job, right? This is a business. Owning a property is a business. So at the end of the day, all these things haven't gotten fixed, and I'm not really the type to like cause conflict, because when I need to move or when I need something, you don't want the person responsible to say yes or no to be pissed off at you, right? So it really puts me as a tenant and maybe other renters in the world in this weird position of like, do I complain? Do I make a fuss? Or do I just deal with it so that I'm on their good side, or hopefully on their good side? Another, like, my personal experience right now is me going into a home soon. I asked, and this being already purchased, I'm in the lease until the end of September. I asked if I could leave the lease early, and he said, as long as you can find somebody to rent, no problem. So I asked him to send me the posting of, the rental unit so I could share with family, friends, whoever. I mean, more eyes that see a rental unit can obviously, more chances someone wants to rent, more chances that I don't have to pay a mortgage and rent at the same time until my lease is up, right? It's kind of what I'm trying to get out of, which he says, yeah, no problem, right? I text him and I say, hey, send me the posting, blah, 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 I can share. No response. A couple days later, the only text I get was, hey, can you move your truck? Okay. Okay. Then I send him another text, and I kind of try and word it in a way of like, hey, just so like, I don't have to pay thousands of dollars extra. I know someone who wanted to rent in town, trying to get them the information, all that kind of stuff. And then his answer was, okay, I'll get on this ASAP. So it's already been like almost a week since I said like, hey, I bought a house. Can we get out of it? All that kind of stuff. Yes, we can do that as long as I can rent it out to someone, or as August 1st, right? For example. And then it's a few days later and he still hasn't done it, obviously. And since then, I don't remember when I asked. This was probably last week, right? And he said, I'll work on it ASAP. I still haven't heard anything. I haven't received a posting link. I haven't received any news of like, hey, it's been listed. Hey, people are coming to see it. Like, no one's come to see. No one's asked questions. No nothing. And if I was the property owner, I would want someone to rent it because, I mean, the lease is up regardless. Yes, I'll be spending a lot more money than I want to, but being the fact that I purchased a home before my lease is up. But I mean, in the housing market today, you can't just like wait to purchase a home. Once they're listed, a week later, offers go in and they get sold. So it's hard to just like, yeah, I'll just wait till the end of my lease, because then you're stuck, right? So I'm still in this position of like waiting and waiting and waiting on so many things. And it's just so annoying because it's not even just like the posting for rental, it's the sink faucet, the door, the mirror that's been broken, the outlet on that mirror that's like fucking floppy. Excuse my language. You know, it's the windows that caused me to pay nearly $400 hydro bill in January because it was cold as ever, and I only could put 4 of the baseboard heaters on out of the 8 that I have available to me, because there's no way I was paying $600. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not feasible for me. So I don't know if this is someone else's experience or similar, and I'm sure there's worse experiences where I don't know, you just get weird landlords, and they just like, I don't know, do super weird things. But at the end of the day, it's just like no notice for coming over. He replaced the back porch, which was like deteriorating, which I'm happy that he replaced it. But there was no like notice of like, hey, it's like, this is the date. It's going to take this long. It was like, hey, we're coming by. I couldn't use my back door. I couldn't use the back parking for like a week. It took a long time for them to finish it. And they just put the railings on like 2 days ago. And they plan on painting the whole place, the whole building, and our vehicles have to be moved for that. They said mid-July. It's the 10th of July as I'm recording this, and I still have no clue when that's going to happen. So like when I'm forced to like have my vehicle out of my park, like it's just like so unorganized, I feel, that it makes me as a tenant like absolutely hate the idea of renting. Needless to say, I hated it in the beginning anyways, because it kind of sucks putting your money into someone else's pocket. However, I know for a lot of people it's really difficult to purchase a home or even get a mortgage approval, which I'm kind of going through as well a little bit. That's another story for another day. But anyways, renting versus owning. I don't even have to talk about owning and the benefits of it, because renting just sucks balls, and I would never want to rent ever again after this. Anyways, if you're on YouTube, please share your experiences if you're a renter, and things that you've noticed landlords do maybe in the past, or things that you are annoyed of but that you just kind of let go to like stay on their good side. Feel free to comment on the YouTube video. All episodes are on YouTube from 1 to 75. They do get deleted after about a couple months being posted on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you want all the episodes and maybe to see how we've progressed over the last long time, 75 episodes nearly, except a few weeks, nearly once a week, every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern, they are released and published. So I appreciate you guys listening. Thanks for the support. And I just hope I get something fixed soon. Cheers.